Hi, this is Dr. Ben Morrill. Welcome to episode 72 of Reptile Genetics Weekly. Glad to have you here once again, and lots more cool stuff coming. We'll talk about hint at it a little bit today, and next week should finally be the week we'll have a whole bunch of stuff to share. So very excited about that. It's been a lot of work, also a lot of fun. As far as updates for samples, fast tests are going out every day, and sex determination for colubrids and ball pythons is going out usually a couple times a week. So you'll get that within 3 to 5 business days of when we get it. And then the panel tests, we just had some results go out last week. So the next one is another week to 2 weeks out. So next week I'll give an update on that, kind of a more specific time when the next panel results will be available. But yeah, lots of good stuff going on. Lots of cool animals we're seeing come through that are getting tested, and it looks like y'all are having a good season, a good year. Lots of cool ball pythons getting hatched, and some interesting species of colubrids coming through for sex determination. It's always fun to see. But yeah, Kayla, how are you doing?
Hey, Ben, I'm doing great. Out of curiosity, what's the weirdest thing you've gotten come through for sex determination? Because I know it's mostly colubrids, but that's a lot of different stuff.
But yeah, for colubrids, we've had a fair amount of like the genus, the boomslang, Dendrophilia, I think.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, no, that's a good group to to
Yeah.
test.
Don't want to be popping and probing those as much.
No. Every time I talk to like people who keep hots at shows, and they're like, "Wait, can you do venomous species?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Uh, and they're like, "Oh, that's really good. Can you do what about Heloderma?" And I'm like, "Well, someday maybe."
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. All right, so let's get some business stuff out of the way. Firstly, if you haven't heard, we do have really nice bundle tests. Well, bundles on Clutch or build your own on Morph Market, depending which one you use. That way, you guys can get a really nice discount on multiple tests, so you can choose them a la carte style, as we like to call it. So, did I miss anything with that, Ben?
Yeah, so that's just the most helpful if you have multiple tests you want to do on a single animal, and
Yeah.
that you'll get a very nice price discount. You do enough of them, you're paying like $10 to $15 per test because you're doing several on one sample, so we can do it a lot cheaper that way.
Yeah, exactly. So for those like mostly white or snow white snakes where you're like, what all is in there? This is a great way to figure out what's going on there.
So you
And
can do the full panel, but if you have it kind of narrowed down, or you're just not looking for anything, you kind of know the 3 or 4 or 5 that might be in there, then this bundle or build your own is a really good way to do it.
yeah, exactly. And of course, we will honor not only those bundle discounts, but also if you are doing those in bulk, we can hook you up with an even better price. We went into more depth with this in our last episode, but if you're testing, well, we won't belabor it too much, but check out the stuff that's on screen. We definitely want to help out you guys, especially if you are breeding or testing lots of different animals, both for mutations and colubrid sex determination. We want to get you guys hooked up. So send Sean an email at raregeninc at gmail.com, and we can give you a quote. That's not only the discounts you see on Morph Market and Clutch, but also steeper because you're because you're bringing in lots of different stuff. So testing 4 snakes, 4 or 5 mutation each that counts as bulk, or just a few colubrid clutches. So yeah, got anything to add to that before we move on?
No, good ways to save money, and especially with babies right now, it's a good time to jump on it.
Definitely. So September is just around the corner, and we want to make sure that y'all know which shows we're going to in that month. So right out of the gate, September 7th and 8th, Sean will be at the Dallas show. So you can go there, chat with him, and Allie might be there. I'm not sure if she's going. Yeah, well, it's definitely worth going. Do we have our own table, or are we sharing with somebody this year?
We do have our own table, and you can
Woo-hoo!
bring sheds, bring sheds for research, but then also if they're ones you've paid for either with Sean through getting a bulk discount or through Clutch or Morph Market, if you bring them to the show that day, either Saturday or Sunday, we'll have your results either on Monday or Tuesday. So be able to get results back real quick, and you don't have to worry about mailing them to us or worrying about sheds getting lost in the mail or anything. If you happen to be going to the show, just bring them right to the show.
Yep, that applies for any of these shows we have here. And likewise, the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo, which I was talking about when we were making these slides. I love their logo. It's so nice. In Charlotte this year, or well, this September 20th to 22nd. So definitely come see us there. That's a lot closer to home for me and Ben. So for our East Coast people, if you're going to be there, we'll be there too.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's the first time they've done it in Colorado. I think it's the first one that's going to be in Charlotte, and Nick Sloan and Troy Schroeder are the ones running it. They're good people we've known for quite a while, and
yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes here in Charlotte. I hope it does well. So if you're nearby, I know a lot of people that are watching this are probably either vending or already planning to come, but if you're not already planning to, it's a really cool one. It'll be a good one to come to. That one, I don't have a table. I'll have probably RGI hat and shirt on, and I'll be walking around and talking to people, saying hi to everybody.
Oh yeah. Spreading the good word about genetic testing.
It's actually a 3-day show also.
Oh, that's right.
Go in on Friday. I think it's Friday afternoon or evening, and then all day Saturday and Sunday.
All right. And then, of course, there's Colubrid Fest at the end of the month, 27th through the 29th. If you have anything to do with colubrids or want to see a reptile expo that is also part like panels and conservation oriented, there's all kinds of really cool stuff like this. I haven't really seen any expos quite like it, so we're sponsoring it too, so y'all should definitely come out if you're in the area or can make the trip. So that we're gonna have a busy September, and I'm really excited for it. Yeah. So next, this is something we found on social media. Now the business stuff and shows are out of the way. I think you've probably seen it already because US Arc shared it, and so did the Reptile Report and a few other places too. But it's just too cool not to talk about. This is the first example of triplets in a single egg that I have ever seen. And it was produced by Ballroom Python South, or Michael Cole. And dude, look at them. They look great. And he even posted updates with each of these babies. They're all pastel pied het clown, I believe.
And they're all males?
Yes, and they're all males. Really tiny babies. I had to ask, like, since I'm colubrid people, I was like, wait, 19, 20 grams. How is that small for ball pythons? But apparently it's very small for ball pythons.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, as the next picture shows, right?
Yep. Got a picture of it next to one of their clutch mates, which, oh my gosh. And all three are alive. And apparently it did have 3 separate yolks. We don't know the pairing for these guys, but they had 3 separate yolks. They all absorbed it, and all of them seemed to be doing well despite being very tiny and being smushed together for all that time. But it's just crazy that this happened.
Pretty cool. Really, really cool. It's a lot of the time with twins or triplets, there will be one that's a lot larger than the others that does a lot better than the others, and sometimes is the only one that lives. This where they're so similar, 19, 19, and 20. I mean, that's very similar in size. And then also the fact they're all the same sex and same genes. Like we said, we don't know the pairing, but there's a decent chance they're actually genetically identical triplets. So that's kind of cool. Like we can see their pied pattern is very similar, but it's not identical. And so it's kind of cool to see, some variation, even though they're likely, I don't know for sure, but they're like genetically identical, but those patterns are just a little bit different since they're triplets.
Yeah. So can they be like identical triplets, even though their patterns are expressing slightly differently?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. So what sort of mechanism do you think could have, assuming they are, well, actually, what sort of mechanisms could have caused this? If you want to take a stab at that from a geneticist standpoint.
There's 3 different yolks, so that, that's part of the story, because
Yeah.
sometimes it could be, one embryo and one yolk, and it somehow split a little later in development.
Mhm.
So that it will have umbilical cords that share a yolk. But this case, it's 3 separate yolks. It could still be that it started out as one embryo and then split twice, but it did it so early in development that hadn't established the yolk sac and umbilical cord and all that stuff yet. And
Hmm.
so, I mean, that would be my guess, is it was a split really, really early on in embryonic development. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. Definitely cool and amazing that they came out, so similar in size and sounding like they're all doing well so far. That's really cool.
Yeah. They're really cool. So looking forward to updates on these little guys. And if and Michael Cole, if you do happen to see this, I know you've gotten a lot of sudden attention due to these guys, but that's a happy problem because you had a really cool experience. Like people in the comments were like, "Oh my gosh, some people get all the luck." It was nine eggs total, but he got 11 snakes from it. So
And
mad cool.
the comments, someone said something like, "So on a scale from 1 to 10, how excited were you when you slit that egg?" And what was it that they said? That he said?
He just commented 14. Nothing else. Which
That's
I
pretty.
would be too. If I saw those 3 little noses poking out, I would be beside myself. Great. This could just be the weird picture, but the one in the middle there, the little 20-gram baby, he does look like he kind of has a kind of a weird face thing going on there, but it could just be it could just be the picture or that he's a wonky baby who just hatched out. So, hard to say, but I hope that all 3 of them do very well. All 3 of these little males, because dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. So yeah, one last picture of those 3 little faces. Love it. And I'm really grateful to Michael Cole of oh gosh, what was it? Ballroom Python South, for satiating our curiosity as soon as he posted this, because he was really great about keeping us updated. Like he was like live blogging it in the comments. So uh, so great job. Yeah. So we posted a little bit of a teaser for today's episode yesterday on our social media, and these are a couple of snakes that Ben actually produced. So here was the post. You
Yeah.
want to talk about this one?
Yeah. So Kevin, that's actually my neighbor and works with me in the snake room. He loves GHI. So these are a couple of babies he was very excited to produce. So the pairing was a GHI clown to a GHI champagne female.
Mhm.
And so we have fought back and forth about which one of these is a super GHI, because GHI in general darkens things, but sometimes in some combinations, when it's a super GHI, actually makes it lighter. And so we kind of battled back and forth trying to figure out which one of these 2. We figured one of them's probably a super and the other one's not. So here they are with a little more size on them. And over time, they kind of look a little bit more like one another. But the one on the left still has a lot more gold orange to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so as kind of a teaser for next week when we'll drop a whole list of new tests. So we do have a GHI test working well and
Yes.
good to go. So yeah, we were asking for comments for one person. I can't read. What's the name?
Jesse Hope.
Jesse Hope says, so there's a test for GHI, and I think it was Sean that put the the
Simon Cowell, like, I don't know. Which, yeah.
yes, we do have a test. And then we had a guess,
Leland Riker.
Leland Riker. I'd say the right one for the super GHI, and that is correct.
Yeah.
So the lighter colored one on the right is the super GHI champagne het clown. The one on the left is the GHI champagne het clown. So kind of interesting, kind of cool to see and Kevin had always said that he thought that the lighter colored one was the super, and I was like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. I
Yeah.
thought we would have to wait to breed them, but now it looks like we know without having to wait, thanks to
It's like
genetic testing.
conveniently, I developed the test. So, as
Yeah.
you, of course, I didn't. You're the geneticist. But I honestly, when I saw those two, because I didn't know either, even when I was making this social media post, and I was guessing like, oh well, I know comparatively nothing about ball pythons. I'm up in the colubrid world, but I was like, well, I know lots of genes tend to turn an animal white, so I was guessing, well, maybe the lighter one would be the super, just out of just hazarding a guess. So I was very satisfied when I realized that was the super one too. So
Yeah, you nailed it.
lucky guess. But yeah, good job, Leland Riker. And yeah, they're just such pretty girls, and they're really sweet too. I'm up in Ben's snake room sometimes too, with him and Kevin, and Lil Charm and Ginger are their names from right to left, and they are wonderful, wonderful girls. And their mom too. I love Charm. She's like a dog.
Yeah.
Like you just open the rack and she's out like, oh, hey, how's it going, guys? She'll come out and explore. She thinks she's a little person. Love her.
Oh yeah,
So
she's the most, like, her personality is the most like a puppy dog out of all. I've had hundreds of pythons over the years, and she's the one that really thinks that she belongs out with us. Like, we can just pop her tub open halfway, and she'll just kind of come half out, and she'll just watch us as we're walking around and just hang out. And
she's such a good girl.
Part of things.
Yeah, she's just happy to be part of things. So let's start. So next we have our sponsor love segment. This time with another new sponsee of ours, and this is LMK. I think it stands for Let Me Know Reptiles, or Ken. Yep. So LMK Reptiles Ken, for those who are listening along. You can find them on YouTube, and Ken does a whole bunch of live streams, and he has two different shows in one, right? More or less, like one's for pre-recorded and one's for live streams, I believe.
They might even both be. I think they're even both live streams. I think
okay.
Up live on Tuesday nights for the Let Me Know Reptiles show, and then on Thursday nights for the RWO show. There's some good guys that join him every week and do that as a live. And I know they talked. I actually went on their show last Tuesday, and talked to them, and they're recapping Daytona, and I guess they all got a big Airbnb and all hung out together. It seems like it was a pretty good hot spot for people to come. It's really cool to see. Ken and the guys there are definitely working towards making a community, a place where people can learn and ask questions and feel comfortable, and also poke fun at each other and find out who's hatching out what. And yeah, just lots of really good interaction there. It's cool to see, and we're thankful to be a part of promoting and help get the word out to people. I think there'll be more people that would love to be a part of what they have going on.
Definitely. He seems like he has a really funny personality too. And he's looks like they are showing off a whole bunch of cool stuff in this upcoming episode. This is a screenshot of this is the thumbnail for their episode that's coming out this Thursday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern. So all sorts of stuff going on there on this episode of RWO, which is I think Reptile World Order, I believe is the name. Yeah. So that'll be cool. And worth tuning in. And is there anything else like as far as like his projects and stuff?
Yeah, I know he's doing quite a few double recessive projects. The one and he's working with some of the allelic complexes quite a bit. The one him and I talked about the most that I also really like is the hypoclown project. Especially putting dark genes in the hypoclown project. I really like the way those look. But he's working on that too. But I think he posted recently some hypopides he hatched out, or a hypopide clutch, and he's got several things going on too. Definitely.
Let's see. Send us so he works with like hypoclown, hypodg, sunset clown, clown pied. Those sunset clowns I have a soft spot for. They're so pretty. So that's awesome. allelic combo, spider, yellow belly, 8-ball, good stuff. So yeah, and he's also a big on supporting US ARC. So on his live streams, I think Ben, you said that like he will like whenever somebody donates to the on the live stream, he will just donate that straight to US ARC.
I believe so. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
either most or all of the donations do go. Yep.
yeah, which is really cool. And extremely important for the reptile hobby, the stuff we do. So love that. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to be yeah, he was talking about some of the shows he's attending. I don't see it on this message here, but definitely cool and we're glad to be sponsoring him. So keep doing the good work, Ken. And of course, this week's shed donor shout out is Chris Hernon Reptiles, which he sent in. I think he sent in like a whole bunch of high OD sheds to us.
Yeah. So him and Wes, especially Muscles and Geeks Reptiles, they're the ones that have sent in lots of high OD stuff, and we are still working on. People keep asking, and it's a little bit more complicated of a project than some of the others that we've done. It'll kind of be the same thing with especially dark axanthics. We'll take 2 or 3 more layers of complication to to try to get an answer. So yeah, we are still working on the high OD, and very thankful to Wes and to Chris sending animals in or sending sheds in. And Chris has made some amazing, crazy orange. Like I've seen them at Tinley in person, so I know they're real, but they look like they could be like cartoons or something in pictures and even the videos. It just seems like they can't possibly be real, but they are. He just has been really, really focused on making stuff as orange as possible, and he's done a really good job. And then Kayla found he's also got some cool dark stuff too.
Oh yeah. That was actually the first picture I saw, like on the bottom left there. I don't remember the exact combination that's in there, but I know there's blackhead, champagne, and a lot of like there's another like dark black gene in there. But apparently this animal, like that animal grows up and stays that color black as it grows. So that is super cool and not something you see a lot in ball python. So that's why I was like, whoa, what? So cool looking stuff. Definitely worth checking out. And of course, he was a supporter of our work here with Rare Genetics. So as we always say, we cannot do this without you guys sending in sheds and helping us have the genetic diversity in, these genes that we're looking to develop tests for. So even though high OD has been a more complicated process, the guys here putting in the good work and sending stuff our way who are the ones that are making it happen in the long run. So we're really grateful. And then I think that's everything we have for today, Ben. You got anything else before we call it a wrap?
No, that's it.
Rock on. Okay, well, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. If you are new to the show, of course, definitely, check out the stuff we've done in the past, and also give us a like, subscribe, a comment. And next week, hopefully, we're going to have a lot more to show you. And you'll be able to see like where our research has been going. And we have more than just GHI ready. So fingers crossed that next week we'll be able to show you guys what we've been doing. Because now I know, and I am sitting on my hands and it's killing me. So hopefully next week.
The other little hints I'll give is lots of dark genes and a really nice brightening gene. So
okay,
lots coming.
Lots of dark genes and a really light brightening gene. Okay.
Yes.
Cool beans. All right. Well, thanks, Ben, and thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We'll see you next time. And outro in 3, 2, 1.